A very warm welcome, Rosebell Kagumire. Africa is the youngest and fastest growing continent in the world, yet youth currently accounts for 60% of all of Africa's jobless. What role does gender play to the different barriers in job search?
I'm from Uganda, so a lot, when we look at unemployment, national unemployment rate is really high. We're around 13 point something percent. But when you look specifically at the age group between 15 and 29, who are the country's young people, you find that there is a very big high percentage of unemployment, underemployment, and most of the people the young people don't have decent jobs. So, for example, around 97%, I think 93% of young women in Uganda in that age group are employed in the informal sector. That means they don't have a minimum wage, they don't have safety and protection, they don't have insurance, they don't have safety nets to really guarantee them a decent living out of the small wage that they are paid. So definitely it's a very big issue. Apart from the unemployment, also women tend to have jobs even in the formal sector. They are not at the top level. It remains a very much gender and equal power in the job sector.
And how has the corona pandemic affected youth employment on the African continent so far?
Very many sectors. If you look at sectors like tourism, also the informal sector, a lot of countries are on lockdown. We just in Uganda have partially raised the lockdown, allowing only private cars. It means that the majority of young people are still not accessing work for 2 months. And for a population who live like hand to mouth, what you earn every day is what you spend, and you go back tomorrow and try to earn another living for that very day. It's a very difficult time. For young women, for example, industries like the horticulture industries, we know manufacturing industries, horticulture industries, most workers there are women. But also on the other hand, to look at what areas we can capitalize on is the fact that farming has not been interrupted, and we still have a big population that lives in the rural area who have continued to do their farming even during the COVID-19 lockdowns. So we can capitalize on how agriculture and farming can actually be banked on to fill in the gaps that other sectors that have kind of been closed for this time. Definitely it calls for greater investment in agriculture, because majority of African people depend on agriculture and they get their living in agriculture. They get their food through farming, subsistence agriculture. So going forward, there has to be like a lot of support in that sector, because it's the only sector almost that is functioning after all countries have closed.
Africa's young workforce bring tremendous qualifications for the future. So what initiatives from multilaterals, from governments, and also from the private sector would we need to support Africa's youth, both now in terms of the health crisis and beyond in the long term?
Without a healthy population, without a population that can access equal pay, can access equal rights, then we are only building on like our foundation is not well built. So we have to learn from this and actually seek those sectors that are going to invest in people, give them a good health first and foremost, ensure that the young people and the continent is very full of young people, that they are skilled, that an old education system, that we are still educating people, regurgitating colonial systems that are still in place. There has to be, at the end of the day, has to be an investment in decolonization of education and skilling people in to be able to respond to the challenges of the day. So we have to look at how do you use the little money to skill young people, to give them skills. Most of our young people are going in thousands to the Middle East to actually work as domestic workers, as cleaners. These are graduates. These are people we have invested money in, but they can't find a job in their own country. And they wouldn't wish to do that kind of job, but they're desperate. So we have to stop that kind of desperate migration and ensure that people migrate because they can actually go and make a big difference in the country. It's one thing educating people and they go out and they earn some money where countries are reaping from what we call remittances. But these are nothing compared to the kind of skills and talents that you're losing that is being used for different purposes in these other countries outside Africa. So we have to invest in reskilling people in our education system and in our health system.
Thank you so much, Rosebell, for this important appeal and for sharing your valuable expertise with us. Thank you.
Thank you.